What's up, guys? It's Gone, and today we will be looking at 5 trades for St. Louis Cardinals star and MVP Paul Goldschmidt. And although it may seem crazy to trade a player like Goldie, there are a few compelling reasons. For starters, the Cardinals have been abysmal this year. Plagued by terrible starting pitching, the Cardinals currently have the worst record in the National League. And, barring a historic turnaround, the Cardinals will be missing out on the playoffs this year. At 35 years old, Goldschmidt's value is only declining as he ages, and the Cardinals right now can still get quality pieces in return for a veteran like him, who is still producing at an all-star level. With his keen eye and consistent ability to hit the ball hard, Goldie has posted an OPS plus of 138 this year, which is roughly on par with his career averages, and as a historically good defender, Goldie is a complete all-around player. Furthermore, the Cardinals have many young players waiting in the wings that could man the first base position, including Jordan Walker or Brendan Donovan, meaning that they could seamlessly transition to a new era. Goldschmidt is owed $20 million both this year and next year, which could scare off some teams, but the money that the Cardinals could eat in dead salary means the better prospect that they will get in return. But before we get on to the video, could you guys please hit the like and subscribe button? Currently, only 3% of people who watch my videos are subscribed, so if y'all do, not only will it help me grow my channel, but it also encourages me to create more videos like this one for you guys. And without further ado, let's get on to the video. Given Artie Moreno's apprehensions towards going over the luxury tax, the only way this trade could happen is if the Cardinals eat a decent chunk of Goldie's salary. And with that, this trade fits out perfectly for the Angels in that Goldie adds some more legitimate star power to a team and also reaffirms to Shohei Ohtani that this team is serious about winning. Practically, Goldschmidt would be a huge upgrade over the revolving door of first baseman the Angels currently have, as Jared Walsh's struggles/injuries happened. With desperate times coming and a looming Shohei Ohtani possible departure, all chips are on the table for what I expect to be a very aggressive Angels front office this trade deadline if they don't trade Ohtani. In my trade, I have toolsy outfielder Joe Adell, catcher Edgar Quero, and pitcher Sam Bachman. While the Angels get their third star at a premium position, I really like this trade particularly for the Cardinals. Joe Adell has been a 4A player of sorts with the Angels and desperately needs a change of scenery, and he could thrive as the new toolsy outfielder for the Cardinals. Meanwhile, Edgar Quero gives the Cardinals some insurance behind Wilson Contreras and Ivan Herrera, and lets the Cardinals have some flexibility at the catching position. Lastly, Sam Bachman is a talented young pitcher who could be a middle-of-the-rotation starter for a team desperately needing it, although he probably won't make the Major League squad this year. I really want to see the Minnesota Twins make a big move this trade deadline in order to capitalize on the really weak American League Central and make a playoff push with that spot it generates. At first base right now, the Twins have some great players in Donovan Solano, who has posted a 121 OPS plus so far in roughly 30 games, and Alex Kirilloff, who has been playing first base as well. However, neither one of them has been the best defensively, and Solano has historically been a utility player for the clubs he's been on, and can probably be best utilized there. Furthermore, it doesn't hurt to grab another star talent regardless of the position, and Goldschmidt might add that extra push in the playoff series, assuming that the Twins do win the AL Central. They also have a bunch of young position players in the major and minor league system to facilitate a trade nicely. In my trade, I have second baseman Edward Julian as well as utility player Austin Martin going to the Cardinals. And while the Twins get Goldschmidt to aid in a playoff push as well as the playoffs themselves for the next 2 years, the Cardinals get 2 major league ready options in Julian, who slides in nicely in the middle infield, and Martin, a once former top prospect for the Blue Jays, who can hopefully become another utility player for the Cardinals, with some untapped potential as a former first round pick and top prospect. Although the San Diego Padres are hovering around 500, the National League is wide open this year, with all of the wildcard slots seemingly up for grabs. In order to justify previous huge moves, ownership may go for it again with a trade for Paul Goldschmidt, who has historically hit well in Petco Park from his time with the Diamondbacks. Goldschmidt also fits a position of need for the Padres, as Jake Cronenworth has been below average this year at the first base position and would probably be more effectively used as the team's super utility player to give the overall team more flexibility, of course. Although this Padres farm system is not the stacked juggernaut it once was, it still has a bevy of decent to good prospects that it could use to facilitate a trade. In my trade, though, I have Jay Groom, Robbie Snelling, and Edguy Rosario. With Goldschmidt, the Padres begin to win again and push for the NL West crown while also making a wildcard slot with the talents that they have. I can also see them grabbing another pitcher at the deadline as well. Meanwhile, the Cardinals grab two quality pitchers, one of them in Jay Groom is ready for the major leagues immediately while Robbie Snelling needs some time. Rosario, meanwhile, fits with the Cardinals as a super utility guy who can play multiple positions, but probably won't be ready until at least 2024. The team linked most in a possible trade for Paul Goldschmidt is the Phillies right now, who saw their first baseman in Rhys Hoskins go down very early in the year thanks to a torn ACL. And while Alec Boehm has taken his place there at first base, he's been a mediocre hitter this year with an OPS plus of 104 at the first base position, as well as below average defense. Goldschmidt adds both discipline and power to a position previously lacking that with the Phillies. And although the Phillies continue to hover around 500, they have gone on a hot streak of late, at one point winning 10 of 12 games and back-to-back series wins against some of the National League leaders in the Dodgers and Diamondbacks. And the Phillies may use Goldschmidt's production to cement a playoff spot and build off of this run. And while they don't have the best farm system, they can make do by trading outfielders Justin Crawford and Simon Muzziotti to the Cardinals for Paul Goldschmidt. Muzziotti is an MLB-ready outfield prospect who has raked in AAA this year with a 911 OPS, but as an outfielder has yet to gain a foothold on the major league team, and could be an intriguing piece given consistent playing time in the major leagues. Meanwhile, Crawford, a 19-year-old, has one of the highest upsides in the Phillies farm system, as an athletic runner with almost elite speed and a level swing that puts his bat on the ball. For a Cardinals team that loves grabbing toolsy players, especially outfielders and shortstops, Crawford fits that mold as a toolsy outfielder. Back when the Diamondbacks were looking at possible Goldschmidt trades way back in the 2018-2019 offseason, the Astros were always one of the top suitors. Now, in 2023, the Astros continue to be one of the top landing spots for Goldschmidt, both in terms of aggressiveness and fit. The Astros always seem to have a stacked roster, and yet have played second fiddle throughout the year thanks to the Rangers' run and low production from their first base position. Jose Abreu has posted a measly OPS plus of only 68 and a negative .9 WAR. Goldschmidt would provide a huge upgrade at the plate and on the field and make the Astros lineup ever more complete. Furthermore, the Astros have always been aggressive at the deadline, picking up Justin Verlander, Zach Greinke, and other pieces that they felt were necessary to compete for a title. Like the Phillies, the Astros don't have the best farm system, but do have enough talent to facilitate a trade, but send over an interesting package in outfielders Jacob Melton and Luis Baez, as well as catcher Corey Lee, and former top 10 prospect in all of baseball and pitcher Forrest Whitley. For the Cardinals, Melton and Baez are quality prospects that, if molded correctly, can be real quality ball players, while Corey Lee and Forrest Whitley give the Cardinals some MLB-ready young players with potential on the same timeline as their young guys like Gorman and Walker, while at the same time being pretty unlikely contributors to a possible playoff run for the Astros. So, overall, this trade would be a win-win for both sides, as they both get what they need. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below new video ideas. Given the recent Paul Goldschmidt news, I decided to make this video, and I will continue to do the same given some other big names possibly being on the trade market. I'm thinking of like Dylan Cease or Corbin Burns or other pitchers of note. But if you have any other players I should talk about, let me know in the comments down below, or any other ideas, you can also let me know. And I will see you guys in the next one.